In a reasoned, civilized society, there's just a few things that are off the table, like driving slow in the fast lane, not paying proper respect to Wayne Gretzky, and most importantly, you don't compare 7-year-old children to a genocidal tyrant because they want to support their president. You know, basic stuff. But of course, the left has lost its mind. I'm Ben Davies, this is Pure Hollywood. First off, these media outlets weren't responsible for branding the child Little Hitler, but they are responsible for the way they portrayed him. The Independent led with the headline, quote, "Young Texan boy called Little Hitler after setting up a hot cocoa stand to help Trump raise funds for border wall." And right underneath Little Hitler, you see this kid's face. This little kid who sells hot cocoa to raise money for border security. Now you may wonder why many of these outlets didn't include words like attacked with, branded as, slandered, sadly, anything involving him being called Little Hitler. Well, if you continue reading the articles, the reason may become more clear. Check out The Independent with some of the most blatant partisan drivel I've ever heard in how they covered this story. Quote, Jennifer Stevens, the boy's mother, told local NBC affiliate that a man drove by and likened her son to the leader of a Nazi party. She also said she didn't understand why people thought Benton, her son, who is fundraising money for a president who called Mexicans rapists and ordered family separation policies for migrants, hates brown people. My God, leftists are just unbearable. First off, not quite how that happened. No one walked up to Benton's mother and said, you know what, that kind of makes him look like Hitler. No, it was grown men on Facebook and others driving by pointing and shouting Little Hitler at him. And you know why they just had to put rapist in quotes there? Because Trump never said Mexicans are rapists. He said rapists and drug dealers do come across the border illegally. And of course they do. I mean, even leftist Huffington Post, back when it had stones to do real journalism, said that 80% of girls crossing the border illegally are raped. A much less conservative estimate than the one that Trump talked about. And third, the policy of separating kids from their parents or these smuggling coyotes who are raping and trafficking them as they cross the border illegally into the country was established under President Clinton and continued under George W. Bush and Obama for 8 years. Trump didn't start it. But here's the point. The real reason these media outlets lead with incendiary headlines like this, and then put it next to this little boy's photo, and then give slanted coverage defending why people would compare this little boy to Hitler, it's probably because they agree with it. It seems that given the chance, they too be driving down, pointing and yelling this at little children. Targeting children is no longer off the table. If you disagree with them, they shame you, they ridicule you, and they dox you. Oh yeah, do you remember David Hogg, the lunatic that said real, actual slanderous, hateful things? Well, many people were doxed, banned, and deplatformed, while professionals were also forced to apologize for critiquing him. Why? Because he was 17. He's just a kid. But way more importantly he was a leftist. But the good news is the left has its head so far up itself it may not comprehend that there's a $250 million lawsuit targeting the leftist outfits that defamed Nick Sandmann. So hopefully these leftist nutjobs will continue to be stupid and irresponsible. And maybe this 7-year-old boy raising funds for a border wall will get a little bit extra money after a lawsuit drops and we can build that wall a little bit higher. I'm Ben Davies, this is Pure Hollywood. Alright, so if you enjoyed that video, please consider becoming a premium member to the Rebel. That way you have first access to Pure Hollywood and the entire Rebel lineup. Did you enjoy that video? Of course you enjoyed that video. So now you need to become a premium member to the Rebel. That way you have first access to Pure Hollywood and the entire Rebel lineup.